beginning of August 2019. The light is starting to slant in its long angle in the canyon. Give shadows and depth to everything. There's a trail there in the distance I built when I first moved in here. The nectarines are so heavy they have my trees bent over double. Brutus. Look at the peach tree. She's just so heavy. I am inside working on gathering all the addresses that everyone has sent me for their stickers and reading the comments and being blown away by the sincerity and appreciation of everyone. Wanted to show you the peaches and all the fruit and how the veggie garden's going. And to remind you that time flies. And things that seem like they're very hard and that they'll last forever and that you're struggling to get through them, no matter what they are, will pass. As they say, this too shall pass. All things good and all things bad will pass quicker than you can imagine. So hold each moment as precious as you can. When you break and you get flustered and fall apart, try and get back up as soon as you can and get it back together and try and enjoy it again. Enjoy every little moment that you can in between all the chaos and all the hard stuff. Appreciate the variety in the details and grip it as it flies by. That's my cat that keeps attacking this fox every time he comes in the yard. I think the fox is like Pepe Le Pew. I thought he was hunting the cat, but he like came up an inch from it and then the cat jumped on him. And he doesn't attack my chickens or anything. And he's good looking, he looks healthy. Hi. He's just coming in the yard. That's where the bear keeps coming in over there too. I was just standing here filming this and he came up while I was talking to you. Used to have 2 dogs, 3 cats, 3 kids. And I walked out in my yard, it's all quiet and there's foxes and bears standing out here. That's his favorite spot. Brutus. I made a little oasis, so there's the cat. The hummingbird sits there, and the cat sits like 2 inches away. She's ignoring the fox, I think, because he keeps making advances onto her. The other day I came out and they were standing there like an inch from each other. And there's where the fox likes to sit, on the corner of my yard. That's all dead over there right now. It's my artichoke patch that dies off. And watch the sunset. Okay, fox, you can stay. Okay, just wanted to share that with you. And he doesn't eat my chickens, like I said, or anything. They don't have a top on their cage. And seems to be pretty benign little creature as far as I can tell. That little kitty cat got sick of him the other day and jumped on him and literally chased him out around the corner of the fences. I usually try and prune these trees really heavy too, and you can just see the fruit load that they put on it's a little excessive, so they are bent over and I have them propped, and I've been doing live season pruning, but I mean, the bees were here and they did their work, and this is already with us just going through and I mean, you could eat all these all day. These poor little trees are just dumping. Uh-oh. First peach on the ground. Here's my little tree. And it's not so little. Let me get down here. I'm down here. This is my little from baby peach tree. And you can see I started pruning it early on. Both of these are some bulky trees. That's a big hand around a big trunk. That's an 8-year-old tree, but look at this load that it put on. You see this? So she's just bent double, but I mean, if I didn't have this thick pruning, this is why, as soon as the leaves are off of it this year, I'm going back. The only prop I have on this whole thing is one stick right there. The rest of these are free hanging, and I mean, they're bent over. The tension on this little branch right here, and on these little forks, is just insane. And if I hadn't been pruning this super thick, pruning it back so it would thicken and thicken and keep all of its center of gravity close to its trunk, it would have snapped itself. Because look at the leaf to peach ratio on this thing is just insane. And I went through and tried to runt it out, but after 2 years of not good peach years, I mean, they're just going nuts. And this is my freestone, loose skin, my main peach tree. I'm throwing off constant babies. So, half of those have fallen down the hill and then made more. But yeah, this tree. So I'm going to show y'all how it developed. California peaches. Don't think that these valleys couldn't be full of food. And if anybody's been watching these videos all the way through, which is kind of part of it, that's why the successive videos are the same things. I want you to look at this peach tree. Look at the green leaves for people who know peaches. Do you see any peach curl? Do you see any fire blight? Do you see anything? Do you know how much insecticide, fungicide, herbicide, anything I use in this property? 0%. You know what I sprayed on here this year? Nothing. Year 7, you know what I spray on it every year? Nothing. I do top water all of these. I like to stand up on my deck and spray with a hose because all plants eat through their leaves. That's how redwood trees and stuff stay so big. They get coastal influence. They'd never be able to do it by pumping through their roots. It's a fact. You can look it up. I spray my grapes. I never have a drop of fungus or mold. What they've proven over and over and over is that comes from dust. Dust is the breeding ground. And back to the cure for what I believe the cure is probiotics, proactive. So I keep them well fed and well watered. The second that you see these things go dry and they go from deep green to yellow, and you're not keeping up on your watering all through the season, even after they lose their fruit, then they will be all curly. And every year when they come out, because they have the fungus on them, because birds bring it, because it's unstoppable, because someone right over here will have peaches that have the fungus on them, and then a bird flies over. So even if you treat yours, blah blah blah, I believe that when you treat them, you're actually killing off a lot of the good things and throwing the balance farther off. So I don't do that. Feed it, feed it, feed it like it was a living thing. Isn't that crazy? Like it was sick. And instead of draining all of its blood out and using leechcraft and adding poisons and stuff, I'm like, feed it, give it water, and guess what happens? They get better. So you can look around. Every tree here. This one is just recovering as we're just getting its base built back up here and getting some retainment from logs, getting some water and dirt on it, getting it cut back. I took about half of its load off and runted a lot of it. And this is what it, where it was at. That's because it was dry and beat up. This is a volunteer on the edge of the chicken coop, and I just wasn't taking care of it. So you can see I've cut the branches back significantly. It was bowed over. I did some big amputations in live time and mid-season. Pulled it back here and have started watering it, and you'll see already straight leaves coming out. Straight leaves coming out. All the new growth is looking fine. It's getting rid of it. So it's not that it's cured from it. It's that it has held it suppressed. It's so healthy that it doesn't do anything to it. And literally as you come this way into my zone 1 and my attention zone, and in the trees that I keep wet almost every night, you can see that the leaves have been perfect. And if you watched earlier, these were all beat up and they had the same thing going on because I hadn't been taking care of them properly. So you're never going to be able to keep up with the spraying and the poisoning and stuff, but you can definitely keep up with the feeding and I've seen them 100% of the time throw off all blight of all forms and all funguses and beetles. These things get hit by the pine beetles out here, and all the marks that you see are actually woodpecker marks where they've come around and listened for the beetle and then dug them out of the bark. So I'm going to stand on this old chair, my bare feet, hit a crack for me. I'm going to reach up here to the tallest. Yeah. And then all this needs to come back to like down here this year, closer to our main thick joints. Okay, that's my spiel on peaches. And yes, my trees that I was showing you earlier on do grow a bunch of fruit. And yeah, it's 100 degrees right now, by the way. We're in the middle of the heat wave. We've been breaking records and breaking records. And this is how the garden turned out. This is our little basil patch and pepper patch. So we're just getting up. You know, we started late. You saw it go in if you were watching, but we're just getting up to where everything is, those are all blooms. Those are all going to be little bell peppers. And we got some peppers on, but it's mostly the blooms that you want to start seeing wave after wave after wave of little blooms coming out. Everything darkening from yellow, and then of course these were all those little plants that I got for free that were late, and we've already been taken from the basil a whole bunch. So these are like, how big are those? These are like that big now. So there's my big old 13-foot. You know, when you come out here, it's actually a little bit tiresome to get all the way through. You can see we've been picking and not even getting to the seeds. In hot weather, they'll constantly bolt on you, and that's all you do is just knock the seeds down and take them to the first little fork below that. And I try and hedge my plants. I try and kind of pick them all at the same level and keep the leaves all at the same level of picking so that the light falls on them easier. Like pruning a little lavender bush or any other ornamental thing. If it was all scraggly, it'd be hard to prune it all back. If it's all rounded and cut at the same level, then you just keep coming through and taking waves off. You get way less dead and yellow leaves in between. But yeah, those worked out. There's my rows of basil. That's enough to do big old batches of pesto. That's what the girls like on it. Right? If you ever feel like there is just way too much, what we do is pop out the pits and freeze it if it starts getting way ahead of you. Look at this one tree. Down. That's just one tree, and then the poor peach on the other side.